Hey, what's up guys? John here. Are home prices in America about to fall in a pretty rapid way?
U.S. home prices have fallen for the seventh straight month.
New data shows U.S. home prices are dropping at a historic level.
It's looking like something interesting is happening that the media is not talking about. And I think we all need to pay very close attention to this because I believe we're going to see something unreal unfold. And I think it's actually already started. Did you know in November, during Thanksgiving, walking into Christmas, there was more homes actively listed for sale in America than at any point in the last 3 years? Look at this. Look at this data. This is November of 2023, 754,000 active homes. Dating all the way back, there was never a period with more home inventory until September of 2020. Even then, it still wasn't. August of 2020 was the highest point since then, right? So over 3 years. But why? Why during the winter? Many people would suggest that August, of course, there'd be more active homes for sale, in the summertime. But when you look at what is happening right now, you're going to see millions of Americans going to be forced to sell off their properties, especially with these 2, 3, 4% mortgages. Many people said, oh no, these people will never sell their homes. They'll die in these properties because their mortgage rate's so low. No, these people are going to be forced to sell. I'm going to show you exactly what's going on and what you should do to position yourself and prepare yourself, because I think it's going to be one of the biggest buying opportunities in American history. When you look at what's happening right now, mortgage rates, when they kind of pulled back the last couple weeks, buyers weren't there. They're not buying at these rates.
Mortgage rates have dropped for the 9th week in a row. Now they sit at their lowest level.
U.S. existing home sales hitting the lowest level that we've seen since 2010.
They're not buying at these home prices. They're waiting. But imagine when home inventory skyrockets and the buyers simply aren't going to buy. What's going to happen? The home sellers are going to be desperately seeking these buyers to close, meaning prices are going to come down, supply and demand. Look at what's going on here. You tell me, what do you think is about to happen? Please hit the like button. Hit the like button. YouTube will share this content to educate other people about what's going on in America. And if you'd like to fix your credit to position yourself for what I believe is going to be one of the greatest investing opportunities in American history, we'd love to help fix your credit. And my company, GreatCreditFast.com. That's GreatCreditFast.com. If you have late payments, medical bills, charge-offs, foreclosures, bankruptcies, repossessions, or any negative item in your credit report, go to GreatCreditFast.com. Click the link in the description just below this video. Schedule a free strategy session. Take a look at this. So, 40% of all mortgages in America were taken out at the height of the market. 2020, 2021, record low interest rates, right? This is the point everyone has that, everyone has these low rates, they're never going to sell. Well, let's look at this. So 45% is the number. That's how much homes have appreciated since March of 2020. Home prices are up 45%. So now when you look at this number, this is all fake equity. This is fake artificial equity based on these low interest rates. Now, when this market starts to resettle, this number is going to continue to shrink downward. It's already started. They say right now 1 million homes are presently underwater. Newsweek says that new homeowners lost 122,000 as home prices drop, with recent data showing an average loss of 122,000 in home value in some areas. Some are saying that they're losing $223 daily in just value, right? So when you're looking at this, you're like, all right, well, how are people going to be forced to sell these properties? Because maybe they lost the equity. Who cares? If they're going to stay in their property, they're going to hold on to these 2, 3, 4% mortgages. It's kind of irrelevant, right? This is how it's going to happen. Property insurance and taxes are going to choke out millions of property owners. Many people bought in these areas, Texas and Florida, prime, beautiful areas, great states, locations with no income tax, just a really, really good property and a good home. And now they're in a situation where their taxes and insurance are skyrocketing. Every single time they open their mailbox, they're hoping it's nothing from an insurance provider. They're hoping it's nothing from a local tax adjuster, because State Farm, for example, in California, they're increasing on average of 20%. An average. It's really a crisis. Florida state leaders unpack rising homeowner insurance costs. Floods will add to UK housing insurance bills, new bills in Florida, right? You start to look at this situation, and then you see what's happening with, they're saying that it's all because of climate, right? They're saying it's all because of climate. But when you look at what's going on with taxes, it's all at the same exact time. Fasten your seatbelt. Your individual property tax bill is ready. Maryland property values up 23%, largest jump in a decade. Colorado taxes explained. Will that 40% value jump really mean 40% higher taxes. Scott Township approves 54% property tax hike. Like, it's absolutely insane. They're choking out these property owners. And so when people are sitting in these homes and their tax and insurance continue to rise, upkeep continues to get more expensive, utility bills, everything's getting more and more and more expensive, what's going to happen? People are going to want to save money. And how are they going to save money? Buying a starter home is 60% more expensive than renting. That's what's going to happen. People are going to be forced to sell these properties. If they're not upside down on their properties yet, when more inventory hits the market, a lot of that, perceived equity is going to slowly start to vanish. It's going to slowly start to vanish as local comps and comparable sales continue to fall, because it's only going to be he or she who can hold on will be able to hold on. And not many people can. Many people overpaid over the last couple of years, and they bought these properties based on a job that may no longer pay the same, that it did a couple of years ago. And so what's going to happen? You're going to see this. Inflation is going to continue to get worse. And look at this. The typical American household must spend an additional $11,434 annually just to maintain the same standard of living. So they have to make an extra 11 grand a year, then be able to hold on to the increased insurance and taxes, right? What are you going to make an extra $30,000 a year? $25,000 a year? How many people can do that? How many? I don't think as many people as the media will like us to believe, right? I think a lot less people are going to be able to hold on to these properties. And so the big question is, as home inventory is skyrocketing, they tell us that there's a housing shortage. There's no housing shortage. They tell us there's one. There's not. Look at even apartment construction at a 50-year high for rental apartments, right? When you're looking at all these numbers, you're seeing one thing that's clear. You're seeing one thing that is clear, that many people are in very, very, very big trouble. Many people are in very big trouble, and the cost of rent is going to likely continue to fall, and the cost of owning a home is going to continue to get more expensive, right? Look at how home inventory in America is held. This is home ownership among age groups. Roughly 60% of all homes in America are owned by people 50 and older. 60% of homes. Like, this is not a small amount of properties, right? 60% of all of these properties are owned by, a lot of people that are entering retirement. The big question is, people entering retirement, do they have the financial wherewithal to be able to cruise through this entire situation and be able to offset all these costs, or are they going to be forced to sell? Right? That's what I think is going to happen. I think we're going to see a lot of people selling. I mean, look at this. 55% of food pantry population is over 65, right? You look at here. It says half of boomers and late Gen Xers who took early retirement during this first wave have already fallen into poverty, right? Look at this. If the average home in America is about 420 grand, 430 grand, right? So if you look at that, let's just call it 420, be on the low end, right? How many people are going to spend $3,725 not factoring in that insurance and taxes are going to continue to rise? Like, they're only baking in insurance at $100 a month. Where is anyone getting insurance for $100 a month, right? There's going to be over $4 grand a month for adequate coverage. $4 grand. You could rent for $1,500, rent for $2 grand, right? What do I think is going to happen? I think we're going to see home prices fall in a really, really big way. I don't think many people can afford to qualify for these mortgages. And I think we're going to start to see a very, very big shift in this U.S. housing market. That's why if you look at MetLife Insurance, CNBC, you look at all these really, really big companies, they're all making one forecast that 40% of all residential property in America will be owned by institutional investors in the next 6 years. Like, that's a substantial figure. How is that going to happen if we have a soft landing like what Janet Yellen's saying we're witnessing right now? It's not. We're walking into the biggest rug pull in the U.S. housing market that we've ever seen since this country was founded in 1776. Something very, very, very big is unfolding here. 2024, I believe, is going to be unlike any other year we've ever experienced. I think we're walking into something here that is going to change everything, and I think that it's very wise for people to really pay attention to what's going on here. Everything was set up over the last couple of years for this massive, massive chain of event that I believe is probably the biggest rug pull ever. That's, think about it. They printed all this money, 40% of all USD since 1776 over the last 36 months. And now they're slowly pulling money out, increasing interest rates at the fastest clip in US history, right? 12 rate hikes last 18 months. and consumers are already strapped. How are they going to hold on to all these assets? How are they going to hold on to all this property? They're not. They're not going to be able to. That's why my advice to you is position yourself, have cash, have strong income, have great credit, put yourself in a place where you can buy property. You want to buy property ideally with no mortgage. You can self-insure it. That way you don't get hit with these premiums every single year. But put yourself in a really, really, really strong position, because money equals options, and options is wealth in this new normal. Drop below. Let's have a conversation about it. If you'd like to fix your credit, we'd love to help you. In my company, GreatCreditFast.com. That's GreatCreditFast.com. If you have late payments, medical bills, charge-offs, foreclosures, bankruptcies, repossessions, or any negative item on your credit report, you can schedule a free strategy session below. We'd love to hop on a call with you and see how we can help you. I'll catch you in the next video.